Worst ending in the history of WrestleMania? The absolute worst ending? WrestleMania history? Man, Jonathan Coachman dropped some bombs on his Twitter page, and we got to talk about it on this edition of Belt Talk. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Terrence Matthews. Welcome to another edition of Belt Talk, where we talk all things professional wrestling. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being a sub. Thank you so much for coming to visit the channel. We really appreciate all the love and all support that we have been getting. The numbers is going up, so we really appreciate it. Got a few more subs, so we are on the road to 50 subs. We are almost there. I believe right now we're sitting at 45, so we need 5 more people. Of course, we want more than that, but 5 more people to subscribe to the channel, because once we do that, we get to go live, and this is what a show of this caliber, YouTube show, talking professional wrestling, where this can really blow up and we can really get creative and take this thing to another level. So thank you so much again for being a part of the Belt Talk family, the Belt Talk squad. So like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment in the comment section. We really do appreciate it. But boy, we got to get to the fallout that is continuing to trickle over from this past Sunday, the main event of WrestleMania this past Sunday between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. A lot of interesting conversation is going on in the world of professional wrestling. And one guy that I have grown to love throughout the years, he has made some really, really interesting comments, and it's comments that we really have to pay attention, and we really have to listen to, because he has so much influence and he has so much knowledge inside of the world of professional wrestling, because he was right there at the hip backstage during the height of the era, between the Attitude Era trickling over into the Ruthless Aggression Era, the PG era. He was right there, and that is no other than the coach, Jonathan Coachman. He went live right after the Pat McAfee show, and he dropped some really, really interesting comments concerning the ending to WrestleMania, and we have those queued up. Now, we won't be able to play them all the way through, because I'm still figuring out what will be allowed and what's not allowed when it comes to copyrights and all that good stuff. But we will react to it, pause it, talk about it, keep it rolling, talk about it as he goes. So without further ado, Jonathan Coachman, take a listen.
All right, emergency take time, and I won't take long, but I was waiting for Pat McAfee today. The Rock, who was not advertised at all of a sudden, late last night, he's advertised to be on Pat McAfee. It screams several things. A, TKO called The Rock to say, you got to do damage control. We are getting absolutely shredded across the board. There's never been a finish to any night, especially the main night on WrestleMania, that's been universally panned than this one right here. Worst ending of all time. And then for The Rock, and this hurts me to say because I love him so much. For people who don't know, he was the person I was on TV first in my career in the WWE. For him to go on Pat McAfee and say, I didn't want the spotlight on me, I wanted it on John Cena. What? You had to know. He is so smart. He had to know that by not showing up, by not tweeting, by not posting, by not saying anything, now all of the focus is now on you. And the questions are why? What happened? Are you fighting with Triple H? Are you fighting with somebody else? Those are all the questions everybody is asking today. It's not, hey, congratulations to John Cena on number 17. We're not that stupid. There is something going on behind the scenes. The Rock is on the board of directors. The Rock got a $30 million and then another one big payment to come back and be a major part of what the WWE is doing. He was out there January 6th on the debut of Netflix. He was out there when John Cena turned heel because he asked for his soul. He was the one. So for 2.5 months, not a post, not a peep, not a video. When a year ago, he used social media to his advantage. And we're supposed to believe that? I don't know what's going on, but something is going on. I've been around enough backstage to know when creatively you don't get along, they're not getting along. And The Rock somehow wanted to make a statement. Well, statement made loud and clear. Now they're doing cleanup. And that was not it.
Apparently, The Rock was not scheduled to be on the Pat McAfee show. I didn't go back and look at the full show from start to finish, but I do trust that the coach know exactly what he's talking about. So for him to make a pop-up, instantaneous, right there on the spot, call in the show, and they accept him, of course, we know The Rock is on the board of directors when it comes to TKO. We know that he holds a high position at TKO. So, of course, if The Rock calls, you're going to answer. So, and that's interesting within itself because, of course, Pat is syndicated. He's national. There's a lot of chatter that's going on when it comes to this ending of WrestleMania, and for the coach to say that this is universally the worst WrestleMania in the history, the worst ending to WrestleMania, to a main event in the history of WrestleMania. I mean, man, that's some strong words coming from a person that was right there at the hip, at the height of this, seeing everything that's going on backstage, behind the scenes, ain't no telling what the coach had access to that we didn't actually know at the time. So he's saying emergency meeting, damage control by TKO, and with what's going on the internet, with everyone being so ticked off and so hurt at the particular ending of it. And I got to admit, it was a horrible ending. I was telling my wife when we were sitting here watching it, the thing that came to my mind was, are they going to send the fans home happy, or are they going to send the fans home upset? And I would say it was probably 60% or 70% upset, but the 30% that was cheering, man, they was loud. they was loud and they was boisterous, and even during the match, they was starting to really, with "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks," that chant, the "Let's go Cena" chant was extremely louder and higher, than the actual people that was saying Cena sucks. And that's a problem. That is a major problem for your babyface, for your champion. The guy that you put the rocket ship on, and you sent him to the moon, that has carried the company, this past year. That is a major problem. Now, can we make an argument that Cody Rhodes may not have been the guy, that he was just the one that was holding the belt? That's possible, because with my eyes, and I'm just gonna keep it real, my eyes, my ears, the way that they promoted, the way that they didn't always end the show with him, man, you can make an argument that even though he was holding the belt, he was not the guy. He was not the guy. Roman Reigns was still the guy. Whether it was advertising, whether it was pushing, having the ending of the show. I mean, man, if I had to guess, at one point, I bet, and I'm not a betting man, but I would bet that main event with Roman, Punk, and Rollins probably should have been, they may have had that as the main event of night 2 of WrestleMania. I'm not in the loop. I don't know. But if I had to bet, me personally, I would have put that match as the ending of WrestleMania, just because of the star power and the story that was being told. It was a better story on Roman, Punk, and Rollins' side than it was with Cody and John. I mean, can we just be real? The better story And even the better finish was night one. But man, let's get back to the coach. Let's get back to the coach. Let's get back to the coach. Let's take it a little further.
The WWE. For him to go on Pat McAfee and say, I didn't want the spotlight on me, I wanted it on John Cena. What? You had to know. He is so smart. He had to know that by not showing up, by not tweeting, by not posting, by not saying anything, now all of the focus is.
Now that's true. Not showing up, not posting, man, because last year's WrestleMania 40 that took place in Philadelphia, man, The Rock was a freaking genius for its advertising because he was every doggone whether it was on his socials, he was always posting something. He was always adding to the show. He was always adding to the story, even though he was not on TV every single week, so to speak. But he was always doing something to push the story forward. Now, what was interesting was let's say there is some backstage tension, whether it's between The Rock, Triple H, or whoever the case may be, because we do know that those two are the biggest people that have the most influence when it comes to creative. Now, we know Triple H is the guy creatively, but The Rock is Triple H's boss, so to speak, because he holds the most stock and he holds a higher position within the company than Triple H does. So let's say that there was some type of creative disagreement that was going on. Now, during Triple H's, let's go back to the Hall of Fame speech. During Triple H's Hall of Fame speech, he didn't even mention The Rock. Now, that's huge because The Rock played a big part of Triple H's career. So for him to not even mention his name or give kudos or thanks when, you take away that rivalry, man, Triple H's career may have went a completely different way, but that was one of the biggest rivalries in the history of wrestling between those two guys. I mean, they was flip-flopping between the belt and fighting for that top position, just like, it was just like whether it was Triple H, Austin Rock, Triple H. That was the three trifecta that those guys, was battling every doggone month to be the top guy in the company. So for you, at the biggest moment in your career, not to mention the guy that played a big part in WrestleMania 40, adding, to the story and helping with the story and progressing it, and for him to be there when Cena turned heel, and to not say nothing, don't even show up at WrestleMania 41 to close out the story, to add to the story, it's something going on that we don't necessarily know. It's something going on that we don't necessarily know. And some people at the top is not happy because apparently, we know the internet is not happy with this at all. I mean, they're not. Even you have Hall of Fame WWE superstars that even said that this was the worst ending that they have ever seen in their life. So, hey, a lot going on. Let's continue.
It's now on you. And the questions are why? What happened? Are you fighting with Triple H? Are you fighting with somebody else? Those are all the questions everybody is asking today. It's not, hey, congratulations to John Cena on number 17. We're not that stupid. There is something going on behind the scenes. The Rock is on the board of directors. The Rock got a $30 million and then another one big payment to come back and be a major part of what the WWE is doing. He was out there January 6th on the debut of Netflix. He was out there when John Cena turned heel because he asked for his soul. He was the one. So for 2.5 months, not a post, not a peep, not a video.
Now, see, this is the problem because even on the Pat McAfee show, The Rock said that they can always go back to that. And they can, creatively, but just to be able to connect the dots and to be able to cross your T's and dot your I's, man, and even to give your stamp of approval on, the match in front of the fans, man, that means that's huge. To have a superior, be there and show support. All the big wigs was at Triple H's Hall of Fame speech, and they was all there at night 2 of WrestleMania. So to not have, The Rock there with in your biggest main event go home show that they've been building towards this entire year, man, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. It don't look good. It don't look good at all. It's like I know I'm just gonna say it, if my wife or my son or whoever was doing something that was huge, and I'm the one that's out front that everyone knows, and I'm not there at their biggest moment to give support and just to add that presence, man, it's not gonna look good. And that's exactly what the coach is alluding to right now. It don't look good to have The Rock not be there when he was a big part of 40. He was a big part of John Cena turning heel, bringing in Travis Scott. Matter of fact, we talked about Travis Scott on the last show. We don't know if he didn't want to take the receipt, but it just did not look good to have him in that position and at least not take a lick from Cody Rhodes. At least not take a lick. And to have it the way that Cody lost, it just looked horrible. It made Travis Scott look stronger than Cody Rhodes. I mean, you serious? Your Universal Champion, first of all, you had him to where he was going to lose, and then you don't have him to at least get his lick back from him? We said that, it don't look good. It don't look good. It don't look good.
When a year ago, he used social media to his advantage. And we're supposed to believe that? I don't know what's going on, but something is going on. I've been around enough backstage to know when creatively you don't get along, they're not getting along. And The Rock somehow wanted to make a statement. Well, statement made loud and clear.
See that, excuse me, that right there, if that is the point, that's petty. That's petty, man, because bro, it's like being upset and not showing affection and attention to someone because you're upset at them that's petty, man. I mean, bro, you got to be able to do business and keep it professional. Keep it professional. You don't have to necessarily like the people that you do business with, but for the sake of business and doing business, just do business. Just do it, do business, do it the right way, and then we can work out our own issues on the back end. You know what I'm saying? We can always, and again, I believe Coach don't have no reason. Coach is a fan of professional wrestling. He's a fan of professional wrestling, so it's not like he don't benefit from this. He's not on the board. He's not even connected to WWE. He's doing a golf show and doing his own podcast, which is a great listen. But he don't have a dog in the fight. So look, again, it don't take away from what we saw on Monday Night Raw last night, because the direction that they're going, Monday, not last night, but Monday night, the direction of the other superstars that's going on with Seth Rollins and seeing that Paul Heyman has a family that he's putting together, and they put Roman Reigns in a really, really tough spot, and he potentially may have to team up with CM Punk. And we do know that certain people have creative freedom and creative liberties that other people don't have. So those guys are not going to hurt from this. But, man, I'm telling you, Cody, if they don't nail this with Cody Rhodes, it's going to hurt his career. It is. This is exactly somewhat of what happened over in AEW. the fans was cheering for him, and they booed him out of the building. I mean, it was one time I remember watching it. Man, Cody had to do some extreme things to get over with the fan base. He literally took like 3rd-degree burns. I mean, they did a spot during the COVID era where he took a really, really bad bump onto a table that was inflamed in fire. And man, he burnt himself up just for trying to get over with the fans. And that's a problem. I remember listening to something that Bully Ray said. And he said, you know, if you really want to see how over you are with the fans, you come out with no music, no pop, no circumstance, no pyro, no nothing. You come out and you just listen. And that is maybe what Cody needs to do just so he can get a pulse of the room to see if they are really behind him or if not. And again, you know, as far as storyline goes, they done moved on. They done moved on from Cody because Randy is the one that's going after John. Randy's the one that's going after John. So when if what, I guess he's going to be gone for a couple of months. Is that what we're getting ready to do? You know, when Roman lost, Roman didn't pop up for like 4 or 5 months. So if they go that route and then he come out completely different, it's man, you still gonna have to tread extremely light. I mean, at this point, it's no choice for him but to turn heel. We know that he stayed face. He didn't. He stayed true to his morals, but it's a way that you could have done it. That he gets over, that one goes over, and one gets over at the same time. I mean, man, with John hitting with that, when he had the opportunity to nail John with the belt or to at least get his lick back on Travis Scott, I was hoping that he would have did it because at least in defeat, you look good. So let me know, hey, do you think people is over blowing this thing up completely too much? Do you think that there's a lot of truth behind what's going on? Can we connect the dots to see that there is something that is going on with Triple H and The Rock? You know, I believe we can because again, at the Hall of Fame speech, Triple H did not mention The Rock at all. And the last couple months, The Rock was completely silent on all of his socials when it came to WrestleMania. Didn't even tweet congratulations or nothing right after the main event went off. Nothing. So drop a like, share the content. Man, let's get the discussion going. Drop your comments so we can engage with each other. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Belt Talk. We out.